we were talking about, The Exorcist and the Pet Cemetery, all of these originated from something else that we all love and just kind of feel some kind of way with the rebranding of it. But there's some movies out there, horror films, that haven't been touched yet that maybe should be. I think that sometimes they jump in and remake ones that don't need to be, leave those alone, and then they forget about some of these hidden gems that are out there that are just begging to be taken and remade. So, Bree,
Yes.
what is a film that you feel you wish they would go ahead and make a remake of?
Okay, so everybody is going to hate me when I say this, but hear me out, okay?
Ooh.
Nightmare on Elm Street. The
Mm.
only reason, and Freddy Krueger is my favorite, okay? Like that scared the crap out of me as a kid. He comes and gets you in your sleep. Like you're already scared enough being in a dark room. Somebody's gonna come get you as soon as you fall asleep. But
Right.
when they made that remake and they made him like a pervert, I was just like, no, like you're ruining it. Like
Yeah.
little kids are supposed to be scared of like ghosts and monsters, not like a dirty old man, and it just made me mad. So
Yeah.
I feel like we gotta, give Freddy Krueger some justice and redo that movie, just because there's a ton of people that probably, when they look up Nightmare on Elm Street and they're younger, that's the one that pops up, not the original. And
I
they
didn't
need
think
to
about that.
know,
Like that's the one
Yeah.
that they'll see
Yeah.
first before they see the other one. And that
Yeah.
one came out, and Brie Blake is already like, see, because I have a whole Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I'm like right there with you on that because I think
Yeah.
that came out in 2010.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
and I felt like they just made it and then just gave up. Like nobody is just like, are
Yeah.
we not going to talk about that? Like, are we not going to like
Yeah, they like
back in
they
there?
slid it under the rug, like, oh, we made a mistake making it.
Maybe
I'm
we shouldn't
like,
have done.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
just.
and the thing is that was the original what Freddy Krueger when they made the original movie, he was supposed to be a pervert
yeah,
like
but they
that,
took
as
it out.
opposed to a yeah, but they took it out, which was I feel like also a smart decision because honestly, that kind of took me out of the movie because
Yeah,
I don't want to see a movie about a child pervert sex
yeah,
Yeah.
killer. You know what I mean? Like all that
They
kind of
can
stuff.
haunt your dreams, though. They can haunt
Yeah,
your
but it's like,
dreams.
dude, that y'all took this a little bit too seriously now.
yeah.
It
Like,
It's
was
too much
more
for
of
me.
a
I'm like, come on.
it's
He's got knives for
it
fingers. Like, come on, like make it spooky, not like weird. So
yeah, make
yeah,
it like you don't have to show that. You can
yeah,
just, we already assume that. We know that. You infer that.
yeah.
We don't
So
need to.
then, so let me tell y'all this. I told Blake this the other day, and y'all hear me out of what my vision is for the remake of
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, quit shaking your head, Blake. This is a good one. Okay, so first of all, I think in our second attempt, we need to, and I'm just gonna say this, and y'all just listen and don't say anything else. But we recast Freddy Krueger with Jim Carrey. Everybody, shut up and let me finish. Okay, because I think Jim Carrey would very much be able to capitalize on this, and this could be his role. Switch it up. So anyway, so we don't remake the first story or the second one. We jump into number three. What is it? Dream Warriors or
world,
what is it?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Dream Warriors.
yeah. So I think that we remake it along the premise of Dream Warriors with Jim Carrey playing it, and just really kind of twist like and try again. I think that that one has a lot of little components that I think that with just this day and age, I think could be reinvented and come out cool if they do it right. They can't go back and mess up like they did
Right.
on the first one, which I didn't necessarily hate, but I get it. Like it wasn't quite what I wanted to be, but I love Freddie so much. I convinced myself for a few years that that's what it was, and then I watched it back and I was like, you know what, this isn't that very that's not that good.
Mm.
If
And I
they
just wondered
do
why
like
nobody would redo it.
if they do what like it did with their Pennywise,
Yes.
I see what you're saying. It could
See?
be just amazing. And so
That's
I'm
what
like,
I
if they
think.
find the right actor and do exactly what they did with it to Freddy Krueger, that would
I
be
think that Jim Carrey is our man, guys. I think
okay.
that Jim
Well, look,
Carrey.
because my thing is, I mean, I think I could see Jim Carrey in that role playing
Yes,
it pretty well. But my thing is, and I haven't seen him in many years, but I feel like they could just put Robert Engel back in there.
That's what
Just
I
let
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Put
You're
him
right.
back in there. Yeah, okay, he looks older now, and I think that would actually add to his menace as a demonic figure, with their whole special effects thing. I
Yeah.
think he could pull it off pretty good. even today.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm tied on this one. I'm for both. So.
Well, listen. I think we can all agree that Nightmare on Elm Street deserves some attention.
Absolutely.
I totally get you on that. Blake, what is something that you wish they would remake?
I think 13 Ghosts needs a remake.
You love that movie.
I love that.
Love that movie. You love that movie.
Love him some 13 Ghosts.
Look, if you redo,
You
it's
want
got
14 Ghosts, don't you?
No, we just need to do 13 Ghosts right. We need to
the original. That's why.
Yeah, show a little bit of love to each one of the ghosts. Hell, I don't care if you do a series and each episode is the ghosts.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Trying to, capture them from that point. How they get interwoven into the house and stuff like that. You could stretch that a long time. That type of stuff. But if you're gonna do a movie, there's so much better, like so much good technology. You did a lot of stuff back then that was cool. Just do it right this time. Like I had a fun time back then. All I need more, you can give me same old stupid house that was made of glass panels that no one realistically would have walked into and said, I'm happy to live.
This is a nice one. I was like,
no one would have said that. When someone hands you a key and it's this big, you're like,
Right.
But if you
would you like Rod Digger to replay her part? Or
no, we can pass on Rod Digger. There's new rappers out now. We can get
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion can do it.
There you go.
Real hot girl shit.
Ooh,
Cardi B.
13
I'll take either one of them.
Yeah.
It can be just as kind of campy and stuff like that, but just take the focus off of the actual like family and put the focus on the ghosts. Okay. Let those breathe, and then it'll be great.
He's the man for the ghosts. Speaking for the people. I'm mad at that. I'm mad at that. So Troy, what would you like to see remade?
You know what?
Calls.
I was gonna say Pet Cemetery, but I probably would get rolled out of here. You know what I mean? So I was like, no, we're not gonna do that one. So I believe you might have been the only one to watch this one, Brandon, but the Funhouse movie.
Yes.
I think they need to make I think they need to make a remake of Funhouse. It was made by Toby Hooper, the same guy who made the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I think that would be a pretty good one to bring to new fans.
You know what? I totally agree with you. Troy recommended that one, and I was just sitting around. I was like, you know what? Troy said this one was good. Let me go ahead and watch it. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was, like I said, I could see it being played up again because that story's kind of been told for and being remade in different films. But I think there was a little hint of the one thing that all what's his name's movies do is they always add have this realistic feel where it feels almost like I've been in a situation like that. That's like similar, like it just feels a little bit more like real. So I think that there's a way in this one in a way that feels like these are like legit kids in a fun house. And there's some crazy stuff that's going on inside. So
heck yeah.
I second that. I think that that's a good one. One that is not so good that I feel like needs to be remade, that for some reason I'm surprised it hasn't been touched yet, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, that's my husband's favorite movie.
I love it.
He loves that movie.
It is perfectly fine the way that it is. Don't get me wrong, but I just think about where we are now and how this story could be told in a way that just still campy, still cheesy, but a little up to special effects just a little bit, just to give it more, because they're just still so quote unquote relevant. You still see them in haunted houses and people still dress like them for Halloween. So I feel like it would be quite the moneymaker, because I think that people would come through and just bring them back. They already look creepy, but now we can give them a little bit more of a realistic look. Maybe beef up the balloon animals that are chasing them.
But my thing is, I would want to keep it retro. If they made it now, I would want it to be like an 80s movie.
For
Like
sure.
seriously.
Got the ice cream truck and all the things. Like, no, it still is that. I just would like to see the overall production of it just be amped up. Like, so it's already ridiculous. So just play
Yeah.
it ridiculous with a little bigger budget, and I think that it would be an enjoyable remake.
Be careful what you wish for, because that's
What you
just
heard?
like
Clowns are scary,
No,
all right? Clowns are pretty scary.
I'm saying that sounds just like Hulu movie that's about to get the white man can't jump treatment.
Oh my God.
That was horrible. Listen,
Uh,
they better not. Now look, what I'm
on his way.
wait, when you say it like that, wait a minute. Wait
He's
a minute.
begging.
minute. I gotta be very clear. Don't just be don't grab Killer Clowns and make it some retro music video where it just makes me feel like I'm just watching MTV for an hour and a half with clowns in it. Like, don't do that to me because they have been messing up some of my favorites with that little format, and don't even put that out there. Why would you even say that? Why would you say that?
But I mean, he's not too far. It's not too far from what they are doing
No.
these days.
Yeah.
Because the
You
thing
know-
is, to do it right, you need somebody that's going to be able to really fund it, to be able to really make it look, especially if you're going to do it back in the 80s. Because
Man,
you
call
have to,
Jeff Bezos. Steven Spielberg might even take this one.
I mean, but he's got to have the money to fund it.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay doesn't do horror movies.
You know who would be good with this one? He would totally put a different little twist on it, but Tim Burton. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, directed by Tim Burton.
No.
I agree with that.
can see it.
I second that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Tim Burton's vibe is way not the Killer Clowns vibe.
But he
I
could
think
kinda
he
do
can
like
make it his own vibe though. But
We
it
don't
would
want him to make it
really
his own
different
vibe.
from
We
the-
just said we just
You
want
know,
to tweak
hey,
it just
you
a
know who
little
can make
bit.
it? You know who can make it?
Who?
If I pronounce it correctly, the Duffer Brothers, the
Who's
Stranger Things guys.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they could do it.
Yeah.
I think they
Netflix.
could do it.
Netflix,
Okay.
take it then. Netflix, you take the idea, you redo it.
Now, I don't know about Netflix as a company taking it. I mean, like the Duffer Brothers
It's
as
them, yeah.
directors and creators. making it.
No one else is gonna take this.
People will take it. HBO Max.
Maybe Blumhouse.
Oh yeah.
Blumhouse is too busy doing Pet Cemetery crap. Sorry, Blumhouse didn't do Pet Cemetery. They did The Exorcist.
They did The Exorcist.
That trilogy that they're working on. I'm sorry, Blumhouse. You didn't deserve that criticism.
Take it back. Golly, you just got to be. Listen, well, I just think that it needs to happen, and I think Tim Burton could actually probably do it because he could kind of think about when he's been dipping dabbling in all kinds of like time periods in his movies. You know, Edward Scissorhands was back in the same kind of, like, he could retro it and still put a Tim Burton twist on it that I think would be enjoyable because he already does like weird, and I'm actually gonna call Tim after I get off of this.
You were a big fan of the Willy Wonka movie he did?
Yes and no.
And there you go. That was taking something that was
that's
aesthetically
Willy Wonka.
completely
No.
different, and he
That's
turned it
Willy
into
Wonka.
what that was.
No, but it was Willy Wonka though, and I appreciated it. I didn't dislike it, but Killer Clowns is a whole different type of vibe. That's all
Let
I'm
him
saying.
keep doing his work on Wednesday, getting paid. Don't bother with this stuff.
Tim, if you're out there, go on ahead and put a bid in for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I can see it happen. You don't know. But